Okay, so we're still working on question 4 from exercise 6K. We've just found the first two solutions between 0 and 2 pi for this general solution, where we're asked to find solutions in the interval from negative 2 pi to 2 pi. So the first two solutions, we use positive integers 0, 1 and 2 as our integers to find out the first two solutions. We didn't need n equals 2 as it turned out. Now we're going to find for the negative 2 pi to 0 solutions, we're going to use n equals negative 1 and then negative 2. So let's try negative 1 first. When n is negative 1, we get x equals negative pi, negative 1 pi, which is negative pi plus negative 1 to the power negative 1, inverse sign of a half still. Negative 1 to the power negative 1 is 1 over negative 1 to the power positive 1, and that's negative 1. Now, no, that's a bit of a mouthful, and there's so many negative 1 over something, whatever. So use your calculator, think about it. You'll see that negative 1 to the power negative 1 is negative 1. So in other words, we get negative pi minus pi on 6 as our first negative solution, and we end up with negative 7 pi over 6. Let me use the fractions. Negative 7 pi over 6, and n is negative 1. You can see the value and the power of the general solution. You can generate any solutions you want. Let's try now n equals negative 2. You get negative 2 pi minus 1 to the power negative 2. That ends up being positive 1 because you get 1 over negative 1 to the power 2, which is 1 over 1, which is 1. And so you get it plus 1 times pi on 6, inverse sign of a half is pi on 6. So you get negative 2 pi plus pi on 6. You go negative 2 pi and then you plus pi on 6, you get negative 11 pi over 6. And so these are our solutions between negative 2 pi and 2 pi. By the way, if you chose n equals negative 3, you'd start going beyond your boundaries for negative 2 pi. I'm sure you can verify that yourself. Alright, so these are the solutions to our problem. Now, you can see here how the general solution actually can be practically quite useful if you're thinking about trying to find solutions using a program. You would write this general solution into your program, in your computer program, and then depending what the user put in as their input for their required solutions, you generate the solutions that are required. But that's why general solutions can be super useful, one of the reasons. Alright, thanks for watching these videos. I hope you enjoyed them. Please post below if you found these useful. If you're having any problems with any of the questions that you're doing, please put a comment either on the Google Classroom or the Facebook page. We have one. Just type in Maths Methods 2020 UYC or something along those lines. Please join that if you haven't, if you have a Facebook account. So post down below if you enjoyed it and found it valuable, and I will continue uploading these videos if you find them useful. Otherwise, I'll just direct you to YouTube videos, and I'll also continue to try and answer your questions if you have any further ones. Please continue working on your methods in the holidays. I know it can be a little bit daunting without a teacher while we're still doing this remotely, as we might be doing for a while, but it's important that we stay up to date, as at the moment there is no change to our curriculum and our SAC schedule. Alright, enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.